Hello viewers, welcome to my YouTube channel English for Intermediate Classes. This is Deepak Kumar based lecturer GIC Chaurasan, Chamoli, Uttarakhand. Today I am going to proceed to the first poem of your textbook Flamingo, that is My Mother 66 by Kamla Das. First of all, I would like to give you a brief introduction of the poet Kamla Das. Kamla Das was born on March 31st, 1934 in Thrissur, Malabar coast, now in Kerala. At that time it was in British India. And she died on May 31st, 2009 in Pune, Maharashtra, India. Kamla Das was one of the most prominent and famous feminist voices in post-colonial era in India. She wrote in her mother tongue Malayalam as well as in English. To her Malayalam reader she was Madhavi Kutti, and to her English reader she was Kamla Das. On account of her extensive contribution to the poetry in our country, she earned a label of Mother of Modern Indian English Poetry. She has been considered similar to the literary greats like Sylvia Plath because of the confessional style of her writing. Sylvia Plath was a confessional poet of USA, America. So in the same way, the Kamla Das was a confessional poetess of India. She is an Indian author who wrote openly and frankly about female sexual desire and the experiences of being a woman, or especially an Indian woman. Means what are her responsibilities and all in as an Indian woman. Das was a part of generation of Indian writers whose work centered on personal experiences rather than any external colonial or post-colonial experiences. And her short stories, her poetry, memoirs, and her essays, and her autobiography as well brought her respect and notoriety in equal measures. She was notorious for exposing some sexual desires in her works. She was born into a high status family. Her mother, her mother's name was Nalapat Belamani Amma, and was a well-known poetess. And her father, V.M. Nair, was an automobile company executive and a journalist. She grew up in Kerala and in Calcutta, now Kolkata, where her father worked. And she began writing poetry when she was a child. In childhood, she began her poetry writing. When she was 15 years old, she married Madhav Das, a banking executive who was many years her senior, and they moved to Bombay, now Mumbai. Kamla Das had 3 sons and she actually did her writing at night when all her family members went to bed. Das's poetry collection included Summer in Calcutta, published in 1965, The Descendants, published in 1967, and The Old Playhouse and Other Poems, published in 1973. Subsequent English language works included the novel. It was a famous one and a notorious one as well, Alphabet of Lust, published in 1976, and the short stories, A Doll for the Child Prostitute, 1977, and Padmavati the Harlot, 1992. Notable among her Malayalam works were Notable among her many Malayalam works were the short story collection, for example, Thanappu. Thanappu, which means cold. And it was published in 1967. And the memoirs, Balya Kala Smarana Kala, 1987. It means memories of childhood. And perhaps her best known work was an autobiography, which first appeared as a series of columns in weekly Malayala Nadu, and then in Malayalam as Antikatha in 1973, and finally in English it was published as My Story, as a book, as an anthology in 1976. And it was a shockingly intimate work. It came to be regarded as a classic. In later life, Das said that parts of the book were fictional. In 1999, she controversially converted to Islam, and she renamed herself as Kamla Suraya. So she has many names. She has one name Madhavi Kutti, other Kamla Das, and further other is Kamala Suraya. She had won many awards and prizes, and some of the significant and important prizes which she got was Pan Asian Poetry Prize in 1963, and Kerala Sahitya Akademi Award for Story. The book Thanappu, it was in 1968. She got the Kerala Sahitya Akademi Award, and she was shortlisted for Nobel Prize in Literature in 1984, and finally she got Sahitya Akademi Award for English for her collected poems in 1985. That is all about the poetess Kamla Das. Now, I would read the poem and then explain it. Actually, this poem is a single sentence. It's a long sentence which is full of this overwhelming thought process. So the poem goes like this. Driving from my parents' home to Cochin last Friday morning, I saw my mother beside me, dozed open-mouthed. Her face ashen like that of a corpse, realized with pain that she thought away and looked, but soon put that thought away and looked out at young trees. The married children spilling out of their homes, but after the airport security check standing a few yards away, I looked again at her wan pale as a late winter moon and felt that old familiar ache, my childhood's fear. But all I said was, see you soon, Amma. All I did was smile and smile and smile. Now, first of all, before explanation of the poem, I would like to introduce you the poem. It is actually a short yet impactful poem with a single full stop. The poem is like a single long sentence which is overwhelming or overflowing with the uninterrupted thought process. The poet uses the device of comparison and contrast, simile, and repetition. All these figures of speech make the poem interesting and beautiful. My mother at 66 revolved around the theme of advancing age and the fear that adheres to its loss and separation. It is a sentimental account of mother's approaching and through the eyes of the daughter The poem touches upon the theme of filial bond between mother and daughter in the backdrop of nostalgia and fear. Nostalgia of the past, the time which she spent with her mother in childhood, and the fear of the future when she will have to live without her mother. So the poem also depicts the beautiful relationship between the poet and her mother. And it also depicts the advancing age of author's mother and the fear of separation and um, fear of unwillingness to fulfill the duty of a daughter, and it is full of contrasts. Now, the summary of the poem. On last Friday morning, the poetess Kamla Das was driving from her parents' home to Cochin airport. Means her parents' home was in Kerala. Her mother was sitting beside her in car. She suddenly had a look at her mother. She found that her mother was dozing with open mouth. Her face was pale, like ash, like that of a corpse. And the poetess painfully realized that her mother is not going to live long. And this painful thought haunted her, as this was the point of time when her mother most needed the assistance and care of the poet. But the poet was means she was helpless, and she has some other responsibilities, other duties. The poetess is also disturbed by her mother's need for her on one hand, and the poet's own duties and responsibilities on the other. But soon she tried to put it off by looking out of the car window. She saw the young trees running past them. She looked at the married children coming out of their homes. As she saw the life and vitality in the outside world, the painful thought which arose in her mind because of her mother, these thoughts passed away from her mind. And after reaching the airport, she went through the security check, and her mother was standing outside the airport a few yards away. After the security check, she looked at her mother again, and her face was pale white, like that of late winter's moon. It's a simile here. And she felt that the old familiar ache of her childhood in her heart, which usually she felt as a child due to the fear of separation from his or her mother. A child feels that fear. But she contained herself and kept on smiling in order to conceal her emotions. She spoke no words to her mother, but she only smiled. She smiled and only said, she could only utter a sentence, "See you soon, Amma." And in this way, she bade goodbye to her mother with the hope to see her again. So Kamla Das, in this poem, Kamla Das has portrayed the subtlety of the complex and delicate bond of human relations between a mother and daughter. This is called a filial bond, means bond between the means mother or parents and offsprings. The tone is reflective and the mood is one of resignation and acceptance. So that's it for this poem. I hope you would understand it better, and thank you and goodbye.